I'm sure when Robert Elston and his team at Super League headquarters, wherever it was before they moved to the fashionable Victoria Club, whatever it's called, the fancy offices in Manchester, when they put together this document, New Beginnings, thought, yeah, Fev, that's what we want in Super League.
That will help us with our TV deal.
Yeah.
We want another team
Fev
on the M62.
Fev TV, coming live from Emily Moore. They presented us at the start of the season with 13 things which were going to happen, or were going to be making Super League great again, to quote that other fella. You're not allowed to say anything bad about. So here, as we take this opportunity before the predictions to look at these 13 things and see, because it's easy just to criticise and go, Robert Elson's rubbish, he doesn't like my club. That's easy enough to do. But we can look at these.
I think he'll be crying at Toulouse. He quite likes them.
Well, it would have been that would have been the perfect final because you can't lose on that one, can he? But now we can get Featherstone in. Part of me, the mischievous part.
The DNA that is rugby league. You want the Renegades to get in, don't you?
I'm only for the chaos, you know. But unfortunately, I got the other chaos. Right, number one, and this is pointless actually when you look back at it. Presenting new rules and laws to highlight why Super League is different, to speed the game up, to add drama and excitement, to force fatigue, million of fans, to open up opportunities late in the game, to reposition attrition alongside it. I don't think I've read this at all until now. To reposition attrition alongside impact, the following will be introduced in 2019. The shot clock, which has done nothing, has it? No one's been caught on that yet. The golden point.
Yeah, we've had some exciting golden point.
Reduced interchange. Everybody's still caught with that okay, don't they?
The Saints seem to have done alright.
Yeah. The final 5 minutes, in quotation marks.
The final 5 minutes, what's that supposed to mean?
We stop the clock now to get the full value of the final 5 minutes. None of which has made the slightest bit of difference. Other than the golden point.
Don't forget to use the hashtag negative rugby league. Put it there.
Realistic.
Realistic rugby league, sorry. The listeners will love this bit. You'll love this bit, viewers. On International Podcast Day, ready to welcome the best group of ex-NRL debutants for several seasons, adding excitement and personality, getting all fans on the edge of their seats. Are you ready for the first two? Giants, Frawley and Uarte.
Move on. Move on. Move on.
And then it goes like Kane Linnett, Lollahea, he's done good at Salford. Hurrell, Merrin, Yates at the Knights, Nakamba, Powler and Coote at Saints, obviously, and Austin and Clark at the Wolves. Well, yeah, some of them have been good. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. You get a tick
As
on
you'd
that.
expect.
Yeah.
If you
Some
sign
people
good
be
players, they don't always turn out to be good.
Excited about the emerging British talent ready to shine on the Super League stage, including, but not exclusively, Jake Truman.
And he was the young player of the year, so
Matty Lees.
done well.
Yeah. Danny Walker.
Nearly played.
Jack Walker.
Right.
Cameron Scott.
Went on loan to Doncaster, I think.
Doncaster, they're famous, I've seen them. Harry Smith.
Played one game.
There were some other exciting talents there this season.
Harry Smith, who's he play for?
Wigan. He's a young scrum half that played for the England school.
Oh, right.
I think he's been at Swinton most of the time.
Oh, has he? Oh, that's him who dominated the Australian schoolboys, wasn't it? Right, okay. Right.
So there's been some young talent that's come through. There's always young talent that comes through.
Yeah, but they need opportunity to play first team football, you know.
And the right sort of football, because that's what you've been saying as well.
That sort
they
of
all
talent.
seem to be very similar.
Yeah. But that sort of talent, you know, and the reports, because there's a quality one at St Helens as well, number 7, who's played in the academy. I forget his name now, and he's supposed to be sheer quality, but you know,
Dodds, Harry Dodds.
is it Dodds? Yeah, Dodds. That's his surname. Is it Lewis Dodds? Lewis Dodds. He's supposed to be the next big thing. Well, these players, to be honest with you, should be playing at least half a dozen games. At least half a dozen games.
So we need to, on his next one, when Robert Elson repeats this next year, you need to say, force teams to play young players more. Which they can do. Look at number 4. Looking forward to the most competitive Super League for many seasons. A compelling league with uncertain outcome, which is sport. Half of Super League, 12 to 1 or less. And 66% less than 22 to 1 to win the Betfred Super League Grand Final. And when it turns out it's Wigan and Saints, we'll all be like,
Well, he got it right that it was competitive. He just got it at the wrong end of the table.
Well, to be honest with you, Phil, it was competitive because below St Helens everybody else was inconsistent. You know, because everybody else was inconsistent. That's why it was competitive. Apart from St Helens,
it's been the
you asked the Hull fans, they were rubbish. You asked the Hull fans, they were rubbish at the end of the season. You asked the Warrington fans, and they were rubbish at the end of the season.
What he's talking about is more teams being in contention to win the grand final. It's been the least competitive because St Helens have won it by a record margin. Now we still don't know who's going to win the grand final, but the competitive element came for the wrong reasons. Correct. If you're trying to promote the sport.
Absolutely.
It's all about relegation.
5. Restoring interest and value in Man of Steel and Dream Team. A season-long and interactive narrative. I love marketing. To find, showcase and reward Super League's best players. We've liked the thing coming out on a Monday, I guess.
It's fine.
Give us something to talk about.
It's not hitting beyond preaching to the converted.
Dream Team. I thought they had less impact this year.
Underwhelming when it was not that the players didn't deserve to be in it, but the way it was announced. Normally there's the launch of the playoffs and the dream team are there and they all get their shirt and it's a deal. But it was like, here it is on social media.
Scotty was part of it, so it was good.
I mean, all it's done. If it should have just said, wishing to ape the Dally M's.
Let's say that. 6. Half these get a bit rubbish from now on, it has to be said. Presenting a great fixture list. Opening weekend, opening month. Fans eagerly awaiting Saints, Wigan and Hull Derby, Rhinos, Wolves, with more and more to come. Well, I guess so.
No.
Well, if Wigan and St Helens play the grand final, that's 5 times they've played this year.
Loop fixtures don't work. We shouldn't start at the end of January, so what we're doing next year, loop fixtures.
How many times have Wigan? It's Wigan and Salford 5 times this Friday, isn't it? Or is it 4 times at least, isn't it? 4. Yeah, you know. As you mentioned last week, this didn't happen in the NRL, though. No. I know we're trying to maybe copy the NRL a little bit and give the sort of excitement, but
I think you've got to say that the attendance at the Challenge Cup final, which I know isn't a Super League event, but involved the top 2 Super League teams, and the playoff attendances have proved that our fixture list is wrong.
7. Showcasing the best against the best. A compelling World Club challenge, the best of the NRL, testing the resilience, toughness and skills of Wigan. It seems so long ago, I can't remember the World Club challenge. But it happened.
They were totally outplayed by the Roosters. Simple as that.
What we need is to elevate the World Club Challenge to an event and not a one-off game. And we nearly had it when we had 3 teams. And I know that it wasn't necessarily the best 3 Australian teams, but that weekend, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday game meant something. It was different. We need to get back to that.
We'll never forget Scotty singing the national anthem on TalkSport too.
Radio's for.
8. Targeting Good Friday and an aggregate attendance record. Fixtures set to facilitate a record round targeting the highest aggregate attendance in Super League's 24-year history. They did that, didn't they? I can't remember. I get a bit bored of it.
But Easter Monday wasn't a success.
I get a bit tired of the whole...
Talking of attendances.
Oh, yes.
could I just mention something?
Yeah.
The RFL put out a press release. And I understand why they did it, because it was the build-up to the Championship Awards, saying how brilliant it was that the average attendances in the Championship had gone up, what was it, 31% or something? Omitting to say that there were 3 new teams in the Championship this year. Those teams were Bradford, who were the best supported team in the Championship, Widnes, who were the second best supported team in the Championship, and York, who we've all praised for being able to get crowds in... and up their marketing, and they lost London, who was one of the lowest averages. So attendances have gone up because we changed the makeup of the league that brings in more fans.
Statistics.
Lies, damn lies and statistics.
9. Now this has to be a tick because it happened. Taking Magic to a great city in a world famous stadium. Super League takes over one of our most famous cities and one of the world's most famous stadiums, which it did. They have announced that it's going back there next year, despite the fact on the telly, after the final game, Robert Elson said, yeah, we're coming back to Anfield next year.
I'm sure he
did say. Not a verbatim quote there. So...
But yes, they tried it. We all said we prefer Newcastle. We think there is a logic and a reason why, particularly if the World Cup's opening in Newcastle, we've now got another 3 games in Newcastle, that we should be doing all we can in the lead up between now and the 2021 World Cup to promote Newcastle. Newcastle may get promoted this weekend. which again is another potentially good news story. But we'll go back to Liverpool.
Or just somewhere different. And then we go back to talking about Nottingham or whatever, because we always do that. Or Birmingham. 10. Super League heads to a new camp. It did. Camp Lanzos, Wigan in the heart of Catalonia and the home of Messi. We did say, though, at the time, that kind of fell into their lap. That wasn't my design.
It set a new record attendance for a Super League game, so you've got to take your hat off to that.
Yeah, but also as well, they're announcing they're not going back. They're not doing it again.
No,
so what's the purpose of it?
The fixture was because they came up with the Challenge Cup winners playing the champions. Now that's out of the control of any governing body as to who's going to play in a game like that. It worked. Well done.
Tim's got the hashtag miserable rugby league.
It's not miserable.
Get that on t-shirts. 11. Restoring a meaningful playoff narrative. Love that word. The road to the grand final gets more exciting, more demanding, with more clubs all the way to Old Trafford.
I think the top. If it means we're bringing back the top 5, that's definitely worked.
I like it. It does have that flaw that you do get the repeat fixtures, but that's just how the.
I'm not sure you can do it any other way. We need to see if there is another way of doing it, but I think it becomes too contrived with only 5 teams. You can do it with 8, but yeah, the top 5 is so much better than the top 4.
Well, why can't we copy, because we're tending to copy those, why can't we copy their format, Phil?
Because it would mean that 8 of the 12 teams would be in the playoffs. And I think, again, that's just diluting quality. They've got 16 teams.
Right, okay, now I've got it. Right.
So that's my only issue, that if we'd gone down to 8th, well, Leeds would have been in it.
Got you.
Then you'd have won the bloody thing and we were no.
Right, got you. Right.
So I think that's the... But the top 5 clearly is...
Yeah, the top 5 is the best format.
Yeah.
It is.
Tim says it's been a good season, cheer up. We are happy.
We're analysing what Mr. Alston said. We're not saying whether it's been a good or a bad season.
Enjoying most of it. 12. A new Super League identity with clear lines of responsibility and accountability, which again is a dedicated Super League team, which they have now got in their fancy offices, focused on the rejuvenation of the competition and the commercialisation of rights and assets. So I guess we've picked up more sponsors as the year's gone on, haven't we? So that will be a tick. And there's the relaunch to come. Because
we've renegotiated with Betfred. But and bought in Checker Trade for the try of the month.
Is that how it felt, I think Checker did?
But I still think that's... You read John Davidson's long interview with Robert Elston, which is worth reading. Anybody out there that wants to subscribe to read it, it is worth reading. Everything that Robert Elston wants to do is contingent upon more resource. And when they bring in a couple of big name sponsors, then there will be more resource.
Finally, this is the one that we're not marketing people, we can't get this. I've got a D in business studies A-level, but it was a long time ago before the internet existed. A commitment to developing a vibrant and compelling brand. Can't speak, it's my job. And to breaking out of our bubble. An investment in an exciting team of high quality, experienced and committed partners and advisors to take Super League into younger audiences over the next 3 years. Well, we're not the younger audience, so we can't really comment on that.
No, and that needs to be judged after 3 years.
They are rebranding the Super League. We know that because I sat there and had an interesting.
I mean, it's safe to say, again, we shouldn't compare with the NRL.
No.
But they have rebranded in that their look is all common now. They've got the same logo on the field. They've got, each club has that logo, but with their colour. They brand into the game when it's on the television with the 3 initials of each club under the it's sort of that looks clean, and I think that's what Robert Elston's talking about. But I'm not sure that brings you an extra spectator to the game. I understand that you can sell it to broadcasters, that you've got something that you can take to the market. But I just don't know if people will wake up and go, because there's a nice new logo, I'm going to watch Super League.
The sad reality is, and we keep coming back to this point time and time again, is we still go back to people of Scully's era for people they've heard of, the players.
Absolutely.
And
he's in demand because people like what he says. Can't help everybody, but they do. And he's a recognisable name. And with the greatest respect to Tommy Makinson, if you said to a major national radio station, for example, got Tommy Makinson, they'll go, is Gary Schofield available?
One of the best, haven't they?
Must have heard of him.
Where are the rugby league people? There's never been more rubbish on TV involving celebrities, in inverted commas. There's no rugby league people on any of them. Not even from Scotland anywhere.
No, yeah.
Celebrity MasterChef, Celebrity X Factor's coming out. Critical dancing.
Take your own.
I can cook.
Take your own bachelor's pizza.
Yeah, I can cook. Yeah, I can cook. I say I want to get on Jungle, haven't I? You know, they've had my CV now for the last 10 years. Have the people at ITV? Yeah, of course. I want to go on the Jungle, represent Rugby League. Of course I do. Absolutely. So if anybody out there from ITV,
we're not
listening, watching,
but we should be doing more of that because you mentioned the golf tournament the other week.
Yeah.
That was it.
They're all there. Yeah, the PGA Championship down at Wentworth there, and you know, I said I listened to Darren Goff, you know, there, and he was saying, yeah, I'm going there. Michael Vaughan, Mike Tyndall, and all these players. I'm thinking, you know, where's a representative from Rugby League? Why are we not promoting our sport? Why not get our ambassadors in there? Get our people. Why are we not telling people?
So if we're talking about Mike Tyndall, Darren Goff, they were people who finished their careers in the 2000s.
They're not far off from me. I finished in '99. You know, so they're around about the same era as me.
But like we don't see
I mean?
Paul Sculthorpe anyway, do we? I know these people have been about that time. We don't see Paul Sculthorpe anyway. Although the Moose did wish him a happy birthday the other day, so he's hit the Moose's consciousness. So that's good.
Well, the two people who've had Ellery was on Dancing on Ice, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Chariot
and actually got more people recognising him and then looking back at his rugby career.
Yeah. And Martin, he's been on the Dancing, and he's been on the Celebrity Cook and Come Down Me, you know. So, but no, we need more of it, you know. But I say, if there's anybody out there, ITV, out on the deck, if you're listening. Get me on that Jungle.
They do everyone.
They love the programme.
Out on the deck,
They left
you know,
a
Newcastle.
5-star review.
Hey, do you know what as well? They should be we should be in contact with Ant and Dick, promoting the World Cup Rugby League, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Of course we should. We should be
Absolutely.
having them as ambassadors, don't you think?
Yes.
It probably cost them
Very
too
good
much
point.
money, but we should be in contact with TV producers and saying, look, we've got these people. This is where
I agree. Totally.
This is where perhaps we can use the agents to our advantage because they know how to sell things.
Well, to be honest with you, the used to Barwick, he used to work for both ITV and BBC. Why wasn't he promoting our Rugby League players to these TV stations?
You only need a day's notice and you'll be there.
Oh, Varda. Oh yeah.
Someone drops out of.
No,
cookies. Anyone?
You know, but again, we have a great product, but we just don't use it, do we?
I mean, Tim says it. You know, obviously in your day, in black and white, it was on proper telly. It's still on the Challenge Cup's still on normal telly. The internationals are on normal telly. We've got to forget this myth that everything was on. The Rugby League was on TV.
But these celebrity programmes are all on normal telly.
Of course they are. Yeah.
I think it'd be good to get some feedback other than #miserable Rugby League. What do our listeners think of Robert Elston's manifesto? We haven't made this up. We've just gone through it and sort of judged it. But do they think that he's delivered on all 13 of his points?
Well, I'll tell you what all fans have been thinking, Phil. Because of the way the season's been, forget about St Helens, but because all the other teams have been close, because of what happened at the bottom of the league, everybody is thinking, tell you what a season we have had in Super League. Well, it's quite simple. Say it's there, and everybody else, because of the inconsistency, what they have played, that's why it's been. It's not been quality Rugby League week in and week out.
No.
As it else. No way made. No.
And the season is too long.
You know, I've got to buy into that now.
Less is more. Quality is what we want.
Absolutely, I agree.